Just when we thought things couldn't get more bullish, Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager and arguably one of the most powerful titans of finance in the world, made a shocking crypto and Bitcoin prediction. And this is magnified by the fact that we just saw Donald Trump sign an executive order concerning crypto. The next 48 hours are extremely important for XRP and the entire market because of these recent developments. Now, the reality is everyone has a Bitcoin or XRP prediction. Most of the time, however, they are wrong. But it's rare. BlackRock is wrong. They have access to more financial data than virtually anyone else on the planet. And even if they didn't, the type of money they can move will move markets. Already, BlackRock, through their spot ETF, holds more Bitcoin than any private or public company in the world. They hold more Bitcoin combined than the total amount of Bitcoin that the USA and China currently hold, which, when you combine both the GDPs of China and the USA, they are the largest countries in the world from an economic standpoint. Currently, the United States holds about 200K Bitcoin, while China holds about 190K Bitcoin. In other words, BlackRock holds more, and this is power. So when Larry Fink speaks, it's smart to pay attention. What's more interesting is that the CEO of Pantera Capital, the first U.S. institutional asset manager focused exclusively on blockchain technology that has been around since 2013, also agrees with Fink. And whenever you get a confluence of information where really smart insiders agree on something, it's far more likely to occur. So we'll be covering this breaking news alongside the news surrounding David Sachs, the new crypto czar in Washington, and his plans for crypto, which will pave the way for moonshot prices on XRP. I'll be covering the charts and the futures markets alongside open interest to give you a realistic perspective on the play-by-play through the week, as well as a legit XRP price target based on what Larry Fink just shared. So if you're feeling blessed and bullish, comment 777. And if you're going to be the wealthiest person in your family tree, smash the subscribe button. Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Paul, and you can find me on Twitter or X at PauliDeFi, PauliDeFi. The first piece of news that I want to cover is directly from Cointelegraph, basically stating the fact that House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer is launching an investigation on the improper debanking of major crypto companies. Now, if you know anything about this, this is essentially tied to Operation Choke Point 2.0, and is virtually all but confirmed now that the government has essentially been burning documents surrounding this information. All it means is that we had some actors inside of our government making it very difficult for banks to custodian or even work alongside companies that wanted to offer crypto services or banking. However, Comer alleges companies like Coinbase, Kraken, Uniswap, A16Z, and Lightspark have been debanked by the Biden administration for their political viewpoints. And I would argue it's more than just political viewpoints. I think they were bought and paid for personally. In other words, you had major players and institutions that had their means of wealth threatened by crypto, and because they were lobbying or had seats of power inside of government, they were able to have conversations with the Biden admin to make it very difficult for cryptos to succeed, unless, of course, they themselves were positioned. Now, that said, Larry Fink made a shocking prediction. Again, this is the CEO of BlackRock, the largest fund manager in the world, and here is actually what he shares about blockchain technology and his belief about the future if we are to have regulatory clarity inside of the United States.
As a huge believer of crypto and blockchain and tokenization, I want the SEC to rapidly approve the tokenization of bonds and stocks. That will simplify things, make things easier. Some of the tax on BlackRock would never have to vote on a proxy vote anymore because every owner of record would be notified through a tokenization of equities. And it would save more money for more people. It would bring down the cost of ownership of stock and bonds. So those are the type of financial reforms we need.
Right. And although Larry Fink is extremely bullish crypto and blockchain technology and asset tokenization and just how much more affordable it would make the entire global financial system, Larry Fink says Bitcoin is going all the way up to $700,000. And that's an article from Yahoo Finance, but if you literally look it up, everyone is reporting it because when Larry Fink speaks, people listen. Now, the reason Larry Fink believes Bitcoin could hit 700K is because he outlined how a mere 2 to 5% allocation to Bitcoin from asset managers globally. This means all of the money in the world, if every asset manager or people that are in charge of the money and retirements and pensions and debt allocated just 2 to 5% of those dollars to Bitcoin, it would propel the price to $700,000. And this is huge because Bitcoin is currently sitting at $104,000. In other words, this would be another 700% gain from today's current prices. The market cap would climb to almost $14 trillion. And this would mean the entire crypto market follows as well. Now, before we continue with the rest of the news surrounding the new crypto czar in Washington, head on over to bullrunners.com if you have a commitment to yourself to become a crypto millionaire in 2025. Now, we can't guarantee you're going to get any results. I say this every single time because ultimately it really does come down to your level of commitment and how much you're willing to invest into the crypto space. However, what I will say is this is your best shot considering we provide all the right tools, training, resources. We have a team of professionals that provide all sorts of altcoin picks. We also do live calls multiple times weekly and answer questions live. We have one of the most robust communities in all of crypto that are actually paying to be here, which means that this is your one-stop shop for crypto education and resources. So if any of that or all of that sounds interesting to you, head on over to bullrunners.com. You can find the link in the description below. And on the other side, you will see this link to Altcoin Pro University, or better yet, this video that you can watch and it'll explain everything you get on the other side. Now let's get back into the video. Now, for those of you guys who did not watch yesterday's video or don't hang out on Twitter or X often, just yesterday, Donald Trump signed an executive order to create a crypto or a Bitcoin strategic reserve. And right beside him is David Sachs, the new crypto czar and even the AI guy over in Washington. Now, to make a long story short, Sachs will work on a legal framework so the crypto industry has clarity, which it has been asking for, and then it can thrive in the United States. Again, this is the largest market in the world, and consistently we've been driving innovation in crypto outside of the United States, and that ends now under someone like Sachs, who not only understands crypto but was one of the key players in lobbying to get a lot of pro-crypto Congress people elected in this last election. And so this will open up the floodgates to trillions of dollars entering the crypto space and adding to the total market cap of the entire crypto market, as someone like Larry Fink believes that Bitcoin is going to hit 700K. Now, when you look at the CEO of Pantera Capital, you start to get a confluence of sources surrounding a Bitcoin price prediction for the future. Now, that might not come in 2025, but it most likely will come over the next couple of years. And when you really think about the returns in a couple of years for any asset that is in the trillions of dollars to see a 700% gain, that is insane. So what would that do for the price of XRP? Well, first, let's listen to the CEO of Pantera Capital.
You bet your life it's not going to zero? I used to tell people it could definitely go to zero to try and be, conservative. I don't think it's possible now. 50 million people in the U.S. own it, 300 million people globally. BlackRock and Fidelity are selling it. Like it really has reached escape velocity.
But you're 745,000. I mean, I heard 13 million from Michael Saylor the other day.
I think it can go. It's going up 3 orders of magnitude since we launched our fund. I think it could go up a fourth, and that puts it at 15 trillion market cap, which it still seems relatively small versus 500 trillion of financial assets. That's doable.
Okay. You bet your life.
And so I did the homework like any astute student of the market would. And I went to ChatGPT and I asked ChatGPT, if Bitcoin hit $700,000 per coin, what would the market cap be within a range? Then if Bitcoin was 53% of market dominance, which is typically average when you apply a VWAP to the range. In other words, Bitcoin is about 53% of the total money in all of the market at any given time. Sometimes it's above, sometimes it's below. What then would the market cap of all other cryptos be? This will provide us with a total market cap of crypto. Now, if XRP is 6% of the market dominance, which, by the way, XRP was way low when it was rallying, or I should say ranging anywhere below 64 cents. Since that point in time, it's climbed up to 5.5% of market dominance. That means XRP, the total market cap of $180 plus billion, is 5+% of the total money in all of crypto. Well, then I assumed in a base case, if XRP is 6% of market dominance, while Bitcoin is at $700,000. This is all just a lot of talk right now, right? However, what would the price of one XRP be, assuming more XRP hits the market? So let's just assume that more of the XRP in escrow hits the market. Let's assume 75 billion tokens are now circulating. What would this be? And so this explained that the Bitcoin market cap would be 13.65 trillion. And so the total crypto market cap would be $25 trillion. But because XRP is 6% of market dominance, that would put XRP at a price of $20.60. And this falls perfectly in line with price targets that I've shared in the past. Sometimes we're talking about $14 on the low end, up to $20 to even $30 in a very bull case. But I would say an average case would be somewhere in the $20 to $30 range. And then we have a confluence of signals here. So if I take a fib scale, okay, and apply it to the last or the previous all-time high, and then take it to the major lows of this entire range. Now, the reason I'm not applying it to the COVID bottom of 2020 is because I believe that was a black swan event that doesn't really consist of a major support range, because if I put a line right here, you can see that we have one support, two supports, and then a third touchdown right here upon the news of an SEC lawsuit back in January or December of 2020. So what this means is this is my true or real bottom right here at about 16.8 cents. So I take it from the high of the range, the all-time high, down to the low of the range, and I apply it. And as you can see, the 1618 range is almost perfectly aligned with the $21 range, or about $20.60, if you will. And so my personal opinion is if Bitcoin hits $700,000 over the next year to 2 years, then XRP is going to be bare bones minimum $20 to $21. And that's just based on market cap economics, but that does not take into consideration supply and demand. Sometimes if demand is extremely high and the supply is very low or it's illiquid, then guess what happens? The price is driven up to some insane new highs. And so generally speaking, I believe we have a lot further up to go considering all of the bullish news, whether it's in Washington or among major fund managers. Now, that said, I'm going to look at a shorter term time frame or a day trader's perspective just to see what's potentially going to happen over the next couple of days and week. And so the best actual indicator is the futures market. What I do is I come to CoinGlass, I go to the liquidation maps, I come over to XRP right here, and I put it on a 7-day time frame. And then what I do is I remove Binance, OKX, Bybit, yada, yada, yada. And I really just focus on where the majority of the traders are actually putting their money. And so as you can see here, whenever the green cliff is actually larger than the red cliff, this is indicative of the fact that more people are short, considering the shorts would be liquidated if the price goes up. If someone is betting that the market's going to go down and then the market goes up, they are going to lose their money and position. On the flip side, and so it's kind of counterintuitive, I get it. However, on the flip side, if there is more money on the long liquidations or leverage, then guess what? More people are long. So I like to compare. Whenever we're even, this means the bulls and the bears are pretty consistent, or the price is going to remain somewhere in the middle. Whenever the bears are far stronger or there's more money behind the shorts, this is typically indicative that we are going to continue moving down. So let's just go ahead and look at this. Right now, the long liquidations are sitting at $374 million, while the short liquidations are sitting at $420 million. They're relatively even compared to what I typically see, which leads me to believe we're getting very close to a local bottom on XRP. And the current price of XRP is about $3.10. So if we go a little bit lower, I would be very inclined to buy, whether it's at $296 all the way down to $284. However, because the longs and shorts are relatively even, right now I believe shorts are still in control, or better yet, the bears are still in control. However, the longs are starting to get back in a position of power with about $372 million behind that position. So maybe we're going to go a little bit lower, but not too much lower, considering day traders are starting to trade more evenly. And so with that said, if you enjoyed the video and you learned something new, be sure to smash the subscribe button and then head on over to bullrunners.com to check out Altcoin Pro University. This is your one-stop shop for crypto education, classes, courses, materials, everything you need to reach your crypto goals this year. And by the way, you're going to want to do it before the bonuses run dry. So head to bullrunners.com. You can find the link in the description below. Thanks so much for watching the video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video, my friend. Goodbye.